For more than a decade, Phenom has been building the intelligent talent experience to serve the needs of different personas across the talent lifecycle. And skills are the building blocks of value for each of those personas. In this product tour, we're going to show you where skills are used across the platform to deliver hyper-personalization, relevant recommendations, and unique experiences. Let's get to it. So when a candidate lands on a Phenom career site, they will have an option to personalize the recommendations on the site based off of information they enter, either by uploading a resume or by submitting the skills that they have and answering a few questions about what they're interested in. So maybe I'm interested in a sales job. Maybe I'm in a sales position right now as an account manager, and now I'm going to enter my skills. I can just type ahead skills if I would like. Or I'm going to be recommended skills based off of the ontology and the information that I've already entered, right? So, hey, here's my interest and job title. Here are some suggested skills. Let me go ahead and add them. So now the site is dynamically serving up recommendations based off of the information that I'm entering here. So I can go ahead and find jobs faster that I'm more interested in, that are more relevant to what I'm looking for based off the information I entered, based off the skills I have, and just really helps to convert more candidates into applicants. You can also go ahead and use the chatbot in a very similar fashion. So I could come in here and upload a resume, and of course it asks me for consent before I upload anything. And I'll go ahead and upload a resume, and it can pull that information in. And again, it's leveraging skills to match me to jobs. So instead of just looking at my experience or my current job title, it's going to look at my skills and see what I have available. In the Phenom Talent CRM, skills are used to make recommendations for recruiters to find candidates faster for open positions. When looking at a job in the CRM, you'll see something called Fit Score. And Fit Score is a way that Phenom will try to match high quality candidates with jobs based off the requirements of that job. And whether there's a job title match, if there's an experience match, location can also be a factor if it's a job that has a specific location. And then skills. So you can see here which skills matched versus what was being asked for. The recruiter has complete control over this information. So they can come in here and edit the matching criteria. So the matching criteria are the skills that are being used in order to provide a fit score to the recruiter for each candidate, and also to make recommendations for candidates as well. So these matching criteria come from the job description. They also come from recommendations from the Phenom ontology again. The recruiter has full control, so they can come in here and they can remove skills if they wanted. Maybe, relationship marketing isn't as important to this job. And they can also go ahead and type ahead skills. They can also use the ontology for recommendations of skills. So maybe there's something else that's more important here, like security compliance. I'm going to go ahead and add that and make changes. And as they make changes to the matching criteria, that will change the fit score as well. They also have the opportunity to use something called ideal candidate. So they can come in here and say, oh, I hired for this job before. Let me add the person I hired most recently into this position as the ideal candidate, and it will use that additional information for matching and for fit score. This is driving all the information here that you see from a fit score perspective. We also have a feature called AI Discovery. So maybe they don't have any good candidates for the job so far. They can use the AI to get recommended candidates that might be a good fit. Again, it's using that same skill information, those same criteria that are used in fit score in order to serve up potential candidates for this job that are good fits. And the recruiter can come in and just add them directly to the job with the click of a button. And then they can reach out to them as they see fit. The other feature that we have is projects. So projects are for pipelining. So again, maybe you're looking for skills for a future need and you want to get ahead of things here. So you can just come in and create this project and be able to put together different criteria that you have for this. So maybe I'm looking for a Java developer, specific Java, software, whatever it might be, full stack as well. And then I can use this project to line up candidates that might meet a need that I have in the future. So projects is a pipelining tool. Skills are central to identifying the right candidates so that you can get ahead of those needs that you have in the future. And then automatically, as a job becomes open, you can move those candidates right to that job and start filling your open roles. So even hiring managers have the opportunity to use skills in the Phenom platform. They are able to come in here and look at jobs that they are hiring for, and they can see something called fit score for different candidates. So fit score is something that is used to help managers understand how well candidates fit to the requirements of the job. And you'll see here, this candidate has a couple different criteria. So job titles kind of close to what we need. Required experience is there, distance from job, a little bit far away. If location is a requirement for this job, maybe it's a hybrid role. And then required skills, they're kind of in the middle. So the manager has the ability to control how that matching works using something called matching criteria. So within the system, they can come in here and say, okay, what are the skills that are really required for this job? So we will automatically seed some of these skills based off the job description and also matching that the Phenom ontology does for jobs that have similar titles that we've seen in the past. And then the manager could come in here and say, you know what? I don't really need supervision in this role, but maybe I do need collaboration. All right. Collaborative leadership looks like a good one. We're going to save that. And now that will update the matching criteria, which will in turn change the way that the fit score is calculated. So the manager is able to really impact how the matching is going to work, not only for what they see in the hiring manager tool, but also what the recruiter will see in the CRM, so that the recruiter gets better guidance on what's required for this role, and it will enable them to send along more quality candidates. The hiring manager has the ability to kind of come in here and look at in more detail at what exists on this candidate profile so that they can give faster feedback to recruiters to say, yep, this is a good candidate, or no, there is not, and make adjustments as needed. In the Phenom Talent Marketplace, skills are central to providing recommendations for jobs, career paths, mentors, gigs, networking opportunities, and other content that gets promoted from the talent management group. So in the employee profile, employees have the option to self-assess for skills. So they can come in here and they can add skills based off of their experience. And you can add a proficiency level. You don't have to have a proficiency level. This is completely configurable based off of your system or what we might recommend for you. It could also be mapped to other proficiency levels you have from other parts of your tech stack. The employee is able to come in and add things directly to their profile. They can also ask for endorsement of skills. So they can reach out to other people in the organization and they can say, hey, buddy, why don't you endorse me for one of these skills? If they do endorse, then what you'll see is that information right here on the profile. If they don't, it'll kind of just hang out there, no negative consequence to the employee. But as they build out this profile, then they will get to see recommendations on their homepage related to what they've entered. So as we discussed, there are mentors that are recommended and gigs or short-term project work based off of the skills of the employee. And also jobs. So they will be able to come in here and say, oh yeah, this looks like a good job. It seems I'm a potential fit. Let me learn more information about what that means. So right here on the right, here's why I was made a potential fit. Nope, match for my job title. Nope, for years experience. Got a couple skills. My location's a good fit. So maybe I need to get a little bit closer to fit on this job so I can see, okay, here's where my skills should be. Oh yeah, you know what? I really do have architecture skills, so I should really add them. Or how do I learn something new in order to maybe get this job? So you'll see recommendations for learning based off of skills that the job requires and gaps that the employee currently has. All this information gets mapped over from a learning management system, and we do automatic extraction of skills from course, title, and description in order to make these recommendations. Also on the career pathing side, very similar. So those skills are being used to make recommendations for different roles in the organization that the person could move to next. So you'll see here some of the different skills that are required for me to become a director of product integration. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and choose this role, and maybe I want to move to senior director in the future. So once I make those selections, my career path gets locked in, and I get to go over here and see what are my recommendations to close that skills gap for my next role. So again, project work or gigs, could be learning, could be mentorships, a lot of different options that will be recommended for me based off of the skills I've chosen, the skills that are required, and the gap that exists in between. So Phenom's employee relationship management tool is where talent managers and HR business partners have the opportunity to delve into roles and skills and how they affect employee opportunities in the organization, development plans for the organization, potential progressions that folks can make, things like that. So this is kind of their one-stop shop to manage the career architecture for the company. So here's where they can go and see all the roles that have been created in the organization using information from the ATS, using information from the HCM, and using the Phenom skills ontology to map skills to different roles. So here they're able to kind of come in and look at individual roles. And they can see all of the skills that are associated with those roles. And they have full annotation capabilities. So they can come in here and say, yeah, this skill is not really required. It's more of an optional skill, or hey, this proficiency level isn't exactly what we need here. I really just need proficient, or maybe even beginner. They're able to come in here and remove skills from this role as well. So maybe they're not required at all. They can also add skills. And again, the ontology will kind of make some recommendations, and they can go ahead and type ahead. Yeah, Photoshop, that would be a good one. You'll also be able to see progressions for this role. This is movement out of the role and into this role. And this ties directly to the career path options that employees will see in the talent marketplace. So the talent managers or HR business partners can come in here and see what are the typical progressions, why they are being suggested. This one says it's a C fit because it's a low skill match, right? 3 out of 20. And then they can come in and actually decide, hey, I want to block this progression because it doesn't make a lot of sense based off of this fit level. Or, they can let it fly, and then the employees will be able to choose that progression. They can also go beyond the AI and add their own progressions. So that they can come in here for a given role and map out a progression from the role that they're looking at into that new role because they have a specific career plan in mind for folks that are maybe in the director of product marketing role. Within these roles, they can also do succession planning. So they can come in here and the AI may make some recommendations for potential fits, and they can understand why the AI is making those suggestions. So they can see here, it's a C fit because there's not really a lot of skills that match up. In the past 3 years, there's only been one employee who has moved from director of product management to director of product marketing. Happens to be giving this presentation. And they can come in here and add specific successors. So maybe they don't like the AI recommendations. So they're going to come in here and say, okay, I'm going to add somebody to this. And boom, go ahead and add them as a successor to this role. And here you can see why they might be a good fit, why they might not be a good fit. They have some work to do from a skills perspective, but they have the desire. Maybe they filled out a career path in the system that matches up to this. So let's move them along in the succession path. Talent managers also have the ability to come in here and do some future planning. So that can be with talent pools and with workforce plans. So they'll have the ability to come in here and create specific talent pools from the existing employee population, and they have the ability to come in and create filters. So maybe they just want to have a talent pool of people that have good communication skills, that maybe are in a specific department. Now they can go ahead and save this talent pool as, marketers with comm skills. And now they can manage this talent pool. It can be static, so they can just pick and choose certain employees, or they can make it dynamic like I just did, where it's based off of filters. And then as employees in the organization either upskill or new employees come in, they'll automatically be added to these talent pools as well. The other option is to create a workforce plan. So this is more specific to pipelining for a very specific need in the organization, using employees that could most closely meet that need. So they'll come in here and they'll create the plan, and maybe the team that's going to work the plan. And once they have that plan created, they can now come in here and add employees to that plan on the fly. So come in here and maybe just add somebody. They can add notes and documents to this plan. They can add other people to the plan as well. And again, this is used for future needs as well. So maybe this is something from a business strategy perspective where they're acquiring a new organization and they know that they're going to need people with a certain skill set that will need to move into positions in that organization. Then they can go ahead and add people to the plan and then foster them into those new roles. So talent managers also have full visibility into employee profiles, so they can see what career path they've chosen, what are the skills they have, and different levels of proficiency for those skills, other learning activities like courses they've taken, gigs completed, mentorships that they've signed up for. And they can individually add folks directly to talent pools as well. So that if they find somebody that's a superstar that maybe doesn't match the filtering criteria they've set up, they can go ahead and annotate that talent pool either way. Once these talent pools are created, talent managers can create personalized development journeys for the candidates that have been added to these pools using the campaign feature. So they'll be able to come in here and create either single outreach or multiple outreach that contains specific courses that might help with upskilling, that contains mentorship suggestions, maybe some gig or project work as well, all based off of the criteria that those people are in that talent pool for and what the talent manager is trying to upskill or reskill that pool to do. So all of that can be very personalized. The information will be pushed down to their managers, and the managers will be able to have discussions with the employees based off of the content of the journey and what the organization is trying to do to move those people forward in their career. As you've seen, skills are used to deliver value to candidates, to recruiters, to employees, to managers, and to HR professionals in different experiences across the Phenom platform. And the data is all unified so that everybody is seeing the same information and acting on the same information to deliver the best experience for each of the personas that's using each of these products.